All right, welcome back to Mastering Menopause. Today, I have the pleasure of being joined by Ari Cohen. I found Ari on TikTok. He has a huge following over there. I love his message. His recipes are fantastic, but he also has a clear and simple message. We don't have to overcomplicate this. So thank you very much for taking your time, Ari. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi Kathy. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. My name is Ari Cohen. For those that don't know me, I am an online nutrition and fitness coach. I've been in fitness myself for over 30 years. Started in a gym when I was 15 years old, and I was a chubby kid trying to lose weight. And over the years, I've gained a lot of knowledge on strength training and nutrition. And now I help men and women pretty much all over the world, mostly ages 30s to 50s, just teach them how to create a healthy lifestyle to lose weight, get healthy, get in shape without restrictions. Just know, my motto is ditch the diet mindset, keep it simple. There's so many basics out there to help you lose weight. And that's what I've been, like I said, I started out when I was 15 years old. I was overweight and I knew nothing about nutrition, just started working out thinking that was the way to do it. So it's been a long road, but I feel like I'm now mastered everything, and I really help a lot of women and men, teach them how to create a healthy lifestyle to lose weight so it's more sustainable.
I love that. Yeah, you have some great recipes that you share, and your approach is very simple. Every Friday you get out there and you're just like, let's go. Did you get your steps in? What are we doing this weekend? So your approach is very similar to mine, but like, what is your basic philosophy as far as health, weight loss?
Yeah, so many people try to complicate it, but it's really not that complicated. What's required for weight loss is literally just a calorie deficit and a moderate calorie deficit, not too strict. Getting in more daily movement and activity. Your body needs to just move more because it burns more calories throughout the day. It doesn't have to be, tons of cardio. Just getting in more movement, getting in 8 to 10K daily steps a day. Strength training to build muscle. A lot of people don't realize that when you're trying to lose weight, you don't just lose body fat, you also lose muscle mass. So in order to preserve that muscle mass, you really should be strength training, but it's also good for your health and your strength. So the three basics really is just a moderate calorie deficit, getting in more daily movement and activity, and getting in strength training. And if people focus more on that and focus on it for their health and healthy lifestyle, weight loss will be the natural side effect if you're consistent, and it's, even though it's a slower process, that's what makes it consistent, when you don't go too drastic and restrict things to lose weight. And you'll find that when you do that way, most people yo-yo diet all their life, go up and down year after year. But if you took 1 year just to change to healthier habits and healthier eating habits and exercise, it may take you a year to lose that weight, maybe longer. But once you learn that, you can maintain that for the rest of your life without yo-yoing,
Yeah, I know. I wish so many people. So right now we're in the midst of it, right? We are in the thick of it. It is January 5th, right? And everybody's
Right.
like, I talked to someone yesterday and she was like completely overwhelmed, and she's taken my program. She came back onto my coaching. She was like, okay, so I've been really good the past 2 days and I'm going to the gym. She's like, but I already missed a workout, and it's just all this pressure that we put on ourselves to do everything all at once, and
Right.
making it fast, So let's talk about a moderate calorie deficit. What is that?
A moderate calorie deficit. Yeah. The one thing that I always think everyone should have a basic knowledge of how many calories they're consuming. So once you kind of know how many calories you're consuming, a moderate calorie deficit would be between 300 to 500 calories a day consistently. You don't keep reducing that, but just a 300 to 500 calorie deficit. If you're somebody who doesn't track calories, think about what you're currently eating, that where you're gaining weight, obviously, and just start looking at your portion sizes, reducing your portion sizes a little bit, opting for more nutrient dense, lower calorie foods, like getting in more vegetables and fruits and lean proteins. If you're eating a lot of processed foods and fried foods and cooking with a lot of butters and oils, just reducing those in your cooking and reducing that out will put you in a calorie deficit. And if you're consistent, that's all it takes. You don't need to be restricted with your calorie deficit. You don't need to be eating 1,200 calories, especially when you were probably eating 2,000 calories before. You will lose weight just by going down to 1,700 calories. Moderate calorie deficit is that. And that's what's going to make it sustainable. You may lose weight quicker at 1,200, but most people can't sustain that. So that's why they wind up going backwards. They binge eat because they're cutting out and restricting all the things they enjoy. So moderate calorie deficit is really no more than 300 to 500 calories, and you need to have patience because it will take time. But as long as you're consistent with that, the weight will slowly start coming off with daily movement and exercise and strength training.
Yep. So do you have like, I know everybody's different with their training styles, but what do you recommend for strength training for, like, say somebody who's listening to this is like, I need to get started. How much should I be doing?
I would say to get started, a minimum of 3 days a week. If you've been sedentary for a long time, maybe start with 2 days a week. Go at your own pace is my point. It's better than doing nothing. So start where you are, make moderate changes, even if it means just walking for an extra 30 minutes a day, getting in steps. For people that have been sedentary where you've done no steps, don't go from 0 to 10,000 steps a day. Maybe try to get in 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day. And once you start getting that in the habit of doing that, maybe go for a little bit more. And it doesn't have to be all at once. It can be sporadic throughout the day. One thing to make it easier, for every 1 minute of walking, you take between 100 to 120 steps. So if you did that in 5-minute increments throughout the day, like 5 of those, you'll be getting 25 minutes of extra walking and extra 3,000 steps a day, So start where you are, make it small. As far as strength training goes, stick to the basics. Even if you're at home and you haven't done any weight training, body weight exercises will work in the beginning because it's resistance on your muscles. As that starts to get easier, you probably want to ease into strength training. Getting in your major muscle groups, like just hitting some chest, hitting back, doing body weight squats, things like these, especially if you're a beginner, and you will get results if you're consistent with that. So don't go from 0 to 100 when you're just starting. Take baby steps. Small changes makes a big difference. So that's really what it takes, and consistency. Like most people will do it for a few weeks and they're not seeing results and they quit. But you cannot quit. You have to just go through it and be consistent. And the more you think about doing it for your health and not doing it for the number on the scale, it will probably be more enjoyable because you're just trying to create a healthier lifestyle for yourself. Not about the weight loss. It's really, all those benefits are for health too,
Yeah, we do. I think we get, women, I don't know if men are the same way, but focused on that scale weight and just seeing that number go down and just being so affected by when we get on the scale and then it's up, 2 pounds because we had a piece of pizza last night. And then we say, see, I can't have pizza,
Right.
And skewing those numbers instead of like, what's really happening there?
And that's another thing people have to realize. Your weight fluctuates daily, 3 to 5 pounds a day. Most of it water retention and food. So just because the scale is up 2 pounds one day, you don't gain fat that quickly, just like you don't lose fat that quickly. And most likely it's water weight, or if you ate later at night, it's extra food in your system that you haven't excreted. Carbs make you hold water. Something that you ate high in sodium makes you hold water. So your weight is going to fluctuate, but you have to look at the overall trend. Because everybody wants it to be a straight line downward, and it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a zigzag, up and down, up and down. But if the trend is going down, that means you're making progress, and you're not going to see that constant weight loss every single day. It's going to go up and down, but that does not mean it's fat. And that's what people get confused with. They see that number on the scale and they're like, oh, like you said, I gained 2 pounds. No, it's not working. Most likely it's water weight and extra food, and you have to give it patience.
Yeah, I'm concerned when I'm actually down 2 pounds because I'm like, I'm dehydrated, right? So clearly didn't have enough water yesterday or whatever, when it goes. So
absolutely.
Do you do measurements at all? Do you focus on
I'm not big on measurements. I find most of my clients, they don't really want to take measurements or really get it right all the time. Because sometimes if you're just an inch different from where you were the last time, it could be different. So I tell them to take progress pictures. That's a lot easier. Put your camera phone up, be in the same lighting and same place once a week. Turn to the front, turn to the side, turn to the back. Because when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you're not going to notice changes. But when you look at what you looked like 2 months ago, now you're like, oh, I do see a difference.
Yeah.
And go by how your clothes are fitting. If your clothes are fitting better, if you have more energy, if you're getting stronger in the gym, if you're able to walk up the flight of stairs without breathing heavy anymore. Those are all signs of progress. It's not just the number on the scale. This is all progress because it's for your health as well.
Yeah, I know people don't realize how much their health has been affected by their lifestyle and what they're doing. And then when you start to make those improvements, right, we kind of take it for granted that we wake up tired. We take it for granted that we're not pooping like every day, you know. It's just that's my normal, you know. And then when you start to see more energy, you start to see libido come up, you start to see digestion improve, you know, it's just like, wow, okay. You know,
those are all the benefits.
Yeah, but I didn't lose a pound this week, you know. I got all this, but I didn't lose a pound. So
right. And that's the thing. You can't be everyone's stuck on the scale, and that's what ruins that. That's why they quit. When if you just kept the course and kept going, eventually that will start dropping. It's going to go up and down, but the trend is going downwards, regardless of how slow. I always tell my clients, give yourself at least a year, whether you have to lose 10, 20, 30 pounds, give yourself at least a year to build healthy habits. It's all about creating a routine and getting into healthy habits. And once you create that habit from consistency creates habits. Once you create that habit, the goal is to make it just a part of your lifestyle, you know? Yeah. And you and I were talking earlier about, you know, all the diets that go on where people like cut out the carbohydrates or they do the intermittent fasting. And all of those things create a calorie deficit, but by restriction. You can create your own calorie deficit eating all those foods just by having portion control and reducing your food intake of those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, ditch the diet mindset, you know?
Absolutely. It's about creating a healthy lifestyle. If you focus on your health, weight loss, like I said, will be the natural side effect as long as you're consistent and make it a part of your daily lifestyle.
How many clients, or how would you say, like, so you're in Dallas, I'm on Cape Cod. I don't think that matters, but I get a lot of people that have tried keto, have tried intermittent fasting, you know, I'm sure it's the same there. You're getting the same kind of.
Yeah. So a lot of mine are online clients. Most of my clients that I have here in Dallas are personal training for weight training, but most of my nutrition clients are all from different states. Yeah. So I don't really work. I've had maybe 2 clients here in Dallas, but because I'm an online coach, I do all 50 states. So I help people from everywhere. And it's an online app that I use, and I create their workouts for them. I help them create the nutrition plans so that they understand what they're doing. And a big part of mine is tracking your calories and macros, like learning how to weigh and measure your food, because people don't understand portion sizes and they don't understand how many calories are in the portions they're eating. So one of the things I do with my clients is I teach them portion control. I teach them how many calories are in that half a cup of rice and how much pasta were they eating before and how many calories that was compared to what they could be eating now, you know, and I teach them about high volume, low calorie foods, getting it from fruits and vegetables and lean proteins. And most of my clients are eating more food now than they were before. They're full, but they're eating less calories because they're eating the right kinds of foods, you know? Yeah. But most of my clients here in Dallas they're personal training clients. So I go to the gym and I train them, but all my nutrition clients are online, different states.
Do you find them coming from like a keto background or like intermittent fasting? And then that just
a lot of my clients have. Yeah, a lot of my clients have done keto, Octavia. They've done all the fad diets in the past. I actually have a consultation call today with somebody who has been on keto and it's not sustainable. She doesn't know how to get off of it. And the one thing that I've learned when I talk to people that have been on keto, obviously it's not sustainable. You can't cut out carbs forever. And most of the reason why they gain weight when they get off keto is because they're still eating the high fat and protein and now introducing carbs back in, which increases your calorie intake.
You're going to gain 3 pounds right off the bat. You can't not 3 to 5 pounds. You can't
exactly. If they actually cut back the fat intake that keto offers and then increase their carb intake, that's going to help balance them out and lose the weight. And I even did a video on that on TikTok. If you're looking to get out of keto, you can't just increase your carbs again. You have to cut back on the fats that brought the calories up to begin with. So that way you're balancing it out. You're balancing your carbs with your fats with your carbs now, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So and I get a lot of it. All about balance, energy balance. You know, what people don't understand is calories are fuel for your body. That's your energy, the food that you eat. So when your body needs that for all your daily activities, you know? So when you take in more food than your body is burning or expending, that's what makes you gain body fat. So that's why you have to just really control your calorie intake, your food intake, without depriving yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, some people will think that they can just burn off those calories.
Oh, I get that all the time. So your metabolism works 24/7. You're never going to know. When people look at their trackers, they're way off. They're known to not be accurate. So don't focus on that. And a lot of times when people use those calorie calculators to see how many calories they should be eating, that includes exercise. So what you don't need to eat your calories back. What the calories you're eating should be including exercise, because your body burns calories not just during exercise. It burns when you're sleeping, you're burning calories when you're sitting, but it's good to get the exercise in because it keeps your metabolism up. But don't focus on the calories burned. Focus on the calories you take in. You cannot out exercise a poor diet. So even if you're eating too much and exercising and doing cardio crazy, if you're eating too many calories, you're not going to lose weight regardless. So focus on the calories you take in. Just get in your weight training because it's good for your health and good for your muscles and good for your strength. Get in your walking or any exercise because it's good for your heart. And then just focus on the calories you take in, and that's really what it is. It's the basics. People get overwhelmed with all the details. Yeah.
Right. It's like, that's boring. That's not,
you're absolutely right.
Fast,
You have to do the boring stuff to make it sustainable. And it's just about creating a healthier lifestyle for yourself.
And then I'll get, what about chia seeds?
Chia seeds are great for you.
Chia seeds. They're not this magical thing.
Exactly. Chia seeds are great for you. Flax seeds are good for you, but they all contain extra calories that you don't need. And I always try to say, if you want to use chia seeds, go ahead, but try to get most of your calories from lean proteins, veggies, fruits, and whole grains. Because chia seeds and flax seeds, like a little tablespoon, is higher in calorie because they do have more fats in them. They're great for you. They're heart healthy, but so are other fruits and vegetables that can provide more volume and fill you up.
Right.
So, I'm not a big chia seed, flaxseed person.
I know. I always joke on a call. I'm like, it's not all about kale and quinoa.
You're right.
Which are fine, but there's nothing wrong with having a piece of chocolate, something that's good for your soul. Having some of those things every once in a while.
And that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that they think that they can't eat pizza and they can't eat cookies or they can't have ice cream. Yes, you can. Those things all have calories, and if you manage your calories properly, you can include these things in moderation into your diet. As long as you're eating 80 to 90% nutritious whole foods from lean proteins, veggies, fruits, whole grains, you can include these things in your diet once in a while. It's not, and I hate to use the word diet, but that's kind of what we eat. What we eat is our diet, but you can include these things. You don't have to be afraid, except people don't have portion control and they're consuming too many of these things. And most likely it's because when they restrict themselves from it, they're craving it and they want to eat more. Now you're increasing your calorie intake a lot, And then you have the weekend warriors.
Right.
The ones that do great Monday through Friday, and come Friday night, they're guzzling down alcohol and eating pizza and burgers because they feel like they earned it from being so good all week. And
that was me.
That was me too.
That was me. I'm like, no, I'm so good here. So like, I should be able to, not realizing like what I was doing here was setting me up to binge there, but just like out of control, honestly, like in offsetting whatever deficit I had put myself in, which was too low in the first place. And now not giving my body the energy it needed during the week. And now I'm in a surplus of energy, but crap. And now the body can't even do anything with that. So
exactly. I mean, if you've been eating 1,200 calories for so long, of course, on a weekend, you're probably eating 2,500, 3,000. You completely kicked yourself out of a deficit for the week. I mean, it doesn't take much, especially when you're not eating enough, but if you incorporate some of these foods, if you want, throughout the week in small amounts, you won't feel like you have to binge on the weekend to make up for it,
Right. Yeah.
That's what it's about.
It took a little bit to learn that one, but
I agree. And nutrition, learning about nutrition is the hardest part for most people. Everyone knows how to, you can exercise and do everything. It's the nutrition part that people have a problem with. And, most people don't have a weight loss problem. It's a weight maintenance problem. Mm-hmm. Most of our clients, they've lost weight so many times over the years and gained it back. They know how to lose weight. They just don't know how to maintain it because they're not doing things that are sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. It is. It's not a weight loss problem. It's a weight maintenance problem. Perfect.
Yep.
So I already forgot the name of your program that you're doing. I know you said it was full, but
my Better Together Challenge. Yeah. So I work with the creators and the CEO of Better Together, which is an app. And what it does is you get people in a group and it challenges you to daily steps. You can set the group targets. So you can say, okay, this challenge, we're going to do 8,000 steps a day. We're going to go up 6 flights of stairs, a day, and maybe drink at least 8 glasses of water. So you set the challenge, you invite people in the group to join you. You can do it from friends, family, near and far, all over the world. That's the cool thing about this app.
Yeah.
So right now I'm doing my 3rd challenge and I already have a full group of 20 people. Nobody knows each other. They're all from TikTok and Instagram. But my 2nd challenge, everyone became friends because they're in the group chat and they're learning about each other. And someone was posting her healthy snacks and everyone's like, oh, great idea. Or where did you get that? So it's a way to better together. It's like losing weight is better together. When instead of doing it by yourself, you have encouragement from other people. So even though it's a challenge, everybody has the same goal: to get in more daily movement and steps, drink more water. And obviously the nutrition side, you kind of have to learn on your own, but most people don't get enough movement in. And that's what this app is about. It's about making friends, challenging each other, saying, I'm going to get 8K steps. And a lot of them did 13,000 steps a day. Some of them did 16, like on certain days. So it's the bare minimum in the challenge, but everyone gets involved and gets to learn and make friends and know each other. So, I mean, if anyone's interested, you can, maybe on your podcast, you'll put the app down that people can join it.
Yeah, I'll link that.
But yeah, I've had a couple reviews. From people from the last challenge did a review how much it's helped them. They've lost an extra 10 pounds. Another person lost an extra. I did a 6-week challenge. So as long as you keep your nutrition and eating habits on point and getting in more daily movement, everyone is successful on this app. It's a lot of fun. And I've met a lot of great people too, because the chat feature, everyone's just chatting on the app.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's that accountability, to do the thing that needs to be done, the thing that to get the result you say you want, you still have to do these steps,
Absolutely. So. And some of the people in this app, one person's from Switzerland, and I have people from Florida, people from California, and everyone's just coming together like, hey, and they're all just talking, and you can post stories on the app. You can take pictures in the chat and send your pictures. So it's very interactive and gets people excited.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
And even me, it held me accountable, because I found out that I was only getting a little over 6,000 steps a day. And once I got on the app, I knew I had to at least hit my targets. Yeah. Even I started going between 8,000 and 10,000 steps a day. And who walks up flights of stairs that much unless you have a house? I live in an apartment complex and we do have stairs, which I started walking up in on the floors.
Yeah.
So I started walking up more steps. And now when I go to the grocery store, if there's an escalator, I take the stairs. So it definitely helps people get in more movement, more steps.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm same situations. To me, to get to 8,000 to 10,000, it's like, I definitely have to make a concerted effort because this is my job,
Absolutely.
I crush it at the gym, but that's just not enough. You still have to get in that daily movement. So.
Absolutely. And a lot of the people in the challenge too, a lot of us nowadays, we work from home. But you have to make that effort to get up and walk around, even if it's in 5-minute increments, just walk around, and you will eventually get those steps in. Any movement burns calories. I'm very animated when I talk, my hands move. You burn calories when you move your hands, everything. So just get in more movement. It's good for you. It's healthy for you.
I love it. I love it. Is there anything else that you want to add?
I don't think so. I want people that are listening to just understand, don't overcomplicate weight loss. Really, I promise everybody, if you just stick to the basics, is just adding more vegetables and fruits in your diet and lean proteins and getting in, whole grains. Carbs are not the enemy. That's another one. Carbs do not make you gain weight. And I say this so much. When people look at like chips and cookies and pizza, they think of carbs, but there's a lot of hidden calories from fat and sugars, which is very palatable. And it makes people want to eat more. So it just increases your calorie intake. It's the calorie surplus that makes you gain weight or fat. It's not the carbs. So enjoy carbohydrates, enjoy your proteins, get in more fruits and veggies. And if you just reduce your calorie intake and portions from those foods, you will lose the weight along with getting in daily movement activities. Stick to the basics. Don't focus on all the little details that mean nothing, because too many people focus on so many different details that mean nothing at this point that it keeps them from even starting. Just start, just take action and let the results be your motivation to continue. Small steps, and it will work.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So where can people find you? And I'll drop all the links to everything that we mentioned.
I appreciate it. So people can find me on TikTok at Nutrifit by Ari. You'll put that on there. Same thing on Instagram. My website, www.nutrifitbyari.com. So everything is Nutrifit by Ari. I got that maxed out, even in an LLC. So,
Nice.
so you'll find me everywhere. I have a good following on TikTok. I'm growing on Instagram too. So, I mean, everybody listening, I would love to have you join and listen to watch my videos. I mean, that's all I do now is videos. I used to post pictures, and now everything I do is videos. And all my videos are explaining about nutrition and fitness and weight loss. And everything that I get are people saying, oh, you make it more understandable. And that's what I try to do. I try to keep it simple so everybody can understand the process. And
Yeah.
It works.
That was exactly why I reached out to you too, and your amazing food recipes, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Every Saturday I do post a new recipe, or I try to.
You do?
So
Okay.
yeah. So, whether it's a protein shake or whether it's a snack or whether it's a quick and easy meal, I try to make things quick and easy because everybody's on the run these days. Nobody wants to cook for an hour and with a ton of ingredients. So just keep it simple. You can make healthy food taste great with a little bit of creativity,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you coming on. Hold on one second, but I'm so glad that you came on, and
yeah, me too.
I'll see you on TikTok.
You got it. Thank you for having me, Kathy. It was great talking with you.
Thank you.